We're at Deer Creek Reservoir. The ice is coming off. We brought out our pontoon boats, and Weirdo Greg brought a kayak. But we're gonna go give it a whirl. Yeah, it's a lot more open water than he kind of painted the picture of. He said there was very little open water, and now the whole lake's open. What's up with that, Greg?
I said about a half mile of open water.
Yeah,
that's what I said.
This is clearly 3/4.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna give it a whirl. Take our boats out.
We got one other boat.
Some shore anglers, but yeah, let's go get it done. That works. Thank you, Greg.
You're welcome. Look how good he looks. Out here at Deer Creek Reservoir, the ice is coming off. Hoping for some big rainbows today.
I hope if I put on my flippers, huh? Alright, well, took me forever to get going compared to those other guys, but here we go. Yeah, I bought this pontoon boat forever ago. On sale at Cabela's for $450, I don't know, over a decade ago. We bought it to float the Green River, a bunch of us, and we'd never even been on one until we launched on the Green, so it's kind of hairy the first time down. But we've been doing it ever since. It's a blast. Ready to start. At first I'm tossing this it's basically a game changer style of pattern I tie. It's just a hinge pattern. It's very effective at least on streams. I've never tried it on a lake, but I call it the Christmas tinsel, probably for obvious reasons, since I tie it with gold and silver Christmas tinsel. Then up from that, I tie the floating version of a mega orange scud. I tie it with foam, so it's like just barely buoyant. So I don't know, give it a whirl. Here we go. I just suffered a tragedy. That setup that I put on, back casting, it caught the edge of my boat and snapped right at the knot. So I lost both my flies, and I am by no means a fast fly tire. Like, those game changers take me forever to tie, so I'm not happy about that. So I switched to a blood leech. Very first cast, I got a whack at it, so we'll just keep trying that. Wrap around the edge of my rod. Sink for a second. Oh, shoot! Another one. Yeah, since it's just a GoPro and doesn't zoom, you probably can't tell, but there's pretty cool. There's a bald eagle out sitting on the ice. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's been frustrating. Get lots of hits, but not any good hookups. Finally, man. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh. Well, it is definitely time to change my leader, because holy crap. It's a new leader too, but I've had 2 fish break off in a row. What the frick? Dang it. Crap. Let's see if this one actually stays on. I have been literally cursed. I have a really brittle leader on. I kept losing fish. Went through a lot of flies. It was pissing me off. It's a little bow. Oh, great. Of course, the camera was facing down most of that time. It's sad to say, I've had probably 18 fish on it, and this is the first one that I've got into the net. Yeah. Little bow. We'll take it. I'm on a balanced, bruised leech. And my hands are so flipping numb. I want to avoid touching the. There he goes. He's off. Nice little bow. All right, buddy. Swim away. Back in the net. It's pretty ridiculous how many fish I've had on. That being the first one I've actually brought to the net. Yeah. There's Dan and Greg. They've been doing a lot better than I have as far as actually putting fish in a net. It's like 2 takes in a row, or they've taken it just while it was sinking. Right at the boat. Had a take. Whoa! Another little bow. I mean, just changing a slight color. I was using a blood leech and was getting a lot of hits, and that just died off. And as soon as I put on the bruised color, you start getting some love again. Just a little bow. Get that out. Nice little guy. Swim away, buddy.
Starting to rain just a little bit. Oh, got one. Yep. Oh, he came off. Right at the boat. That counts. I'm just kidding. Oh. That was good though. I found you just have to get closer to Greg if you want to catch something. Seems to work. Hey, got a fish on. He's a fighter. Let me get him to the boat. Hey! Nice little rainbow. So he's about 14 inches. Sounds good.
Yeah. Need to go get closer to the ice.
Okay.
And another little guy on. Greg is the only one that's caught any of any size. I keep catching these kind of little cookie cutter guys, but they're shallow. Yeah, a little nicer than the last couple. Oh. Yeah, he's nicer than the last one for sure. A little bow. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of hits. The thing before I was letting it sink, but they're really shallow. I've been starting to strip in, the second it hits the water, and I've been getting a lot more hits that way. You got one too, Dan?
Dan's on with a good one.
Oh, apparently Dan has a good one. Yeah. Nice little guy.
Hey, got a fish on. Don't spit it out. What the heck is going on? Oh, that counts.
Greg's got one over there on the fly rod. What are you using, a leech?
Yeah. Oh, bladed leech.
Yeah. Oh, the black one, or? Stone's got him one on. Are you using a gold jakes with your regular rod?
I switched to that rainbow daredevil.
Yeah. And a little cookie cutter rainbow. Nice. Well done, Stone.
So I was just kind of drifting along, leaving my fly, the leech into the water, and I noticed it took off on me. So I guess that paid off. Using a brown leech pattern. Makes me happy. There it is. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Look at that. I forgot my darn net, so. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there you go, just the brown conehead leech. That was worth it. That's cool. Alright, and off he goes.
Hook me up with another one. He's a good little fighter. Fat little guy. Definitely a planter. He's got no fins. I'm not gonna complain too much. Yeah, Greg's got one too. Oh. Greg's over there killing it. Every time you look at him, he has a fish. Fat little rainbow. Here comes the Heber Creeper. Haven't done that in like probably 15 years. As a kid, we loved doing that. Another little guy. Most of them are about the same size. This is not very big, but still way fun. So yeah, they definitely like this bruised leech color better than they were. Yeah, Greg's got one on too. Got a double. Where's yours, Dan?
Oh, that was a marlin.
Yeah. Come on, buddy. I can find my little doohickey. I guess I can do more than one thing. Hold still. On your way. Well, I just had a train wreck happen to me. We were just ready to call it because it's been dead, and I hooked one, and my spool came off my reel, and it started to sink because I was pulling as fast as I could because it was unspooling. I was pulling it.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
That would have made for a bad day.
That would have made for a really bad day.
And I still have the fish on, so.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it kind of died off. I was like starting to reel it off, so my spool just was like, oh no! Little bow. Well, that's gonna be a train wreck trying to get that untangled.
Yeah.
Just fat little guy. On the bruised blue balanced leech. Hold still. There we go. Man. Well, now I have a pretty flippin' huge favor to ask you.
What's that?
Can you like hold this end and I'm gonna paddle backwards to try to get this line back out so I don't have this just insane knot?
Just hold the leader?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a hook on the end, so just be careful. Now, this is just comical. I just had a huge knot as I'm doing it. Just cast out to go and get the tangle out. I took it 10 feet from shore. Not even fishing. Yeah. Come here, dude. That's just too funny.
That's a pretty one.
Yeah.
Really pretty.
I can't get to the hook. Swim away. How funny is that?
Here, let me just get this knot out. I think it, man, that meat looks so good. Holy cow.
The next step is to heat up a little bit of olive oil. Got 2 tablespoons worth. That right there.
Alright, so the next bit is take all that meat and then put it in with 1 egg. Okay, now you put in whatever spices you want. So we're going to put in some salt and pepper, some lemon pepper, and some sesame seeds. So whatever you want. And they're all mixed up in here. See how it's getting into a paste? That's what you want, a paste. A nice covering, thin cover. Okay? Just a little bit more. Cover all the way to the edges, or else the bread will start to cook and burn. So get it all the way to the edges. Just a thin layer. That's good. See that? Now, upside down, in there.
Upside down?
Uh-huh. And then cook for about 2 minutes. On this side, flip it over, maybe 20 seconds on the other side. Brown. Just, yeah, where's that knife? Just kind of poke it in. And if it's nice and brown, then it's good. Nope, a little bit more.
Out toast. Delicious.
Well, you don't know that. Oh, perfect. See that?
Yeah.
Now, 15, 20 seconds, and this next side should be done.
You want it soaking in the oil like that?
Yeah, it's due to the heat, it's not absorbing much of it. It's just cooking it. Flip it up, see if it's ready. If it's golden brown,
Golden brown.
okay, then just put it over here and let it rest. And then we'll put a couple pieces of the avocado on there.
I'm proud of her. A little nervous. Looks good though. Yeah. I think you're onto something.
Good.
That's good, man.
What does it taste like?
Let's try it. Tastes yummy. I don't know.
It's really good. Yeah.
No, the seasoning
your
makes it.
daughter's recipe?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
The seasoning makes it really good.
Yeah, so whatever you want to put on, whatever seasoning you want, you can throw in there.
Yeah. That's good.
So we're done with our trip. We ended up catching like 34. It was pretty fun landing. They did a little better than me because I was cursed at first. I lost, I don't know how many flies. I had kind of a brittle leader, but changed that and ended up catching some fish. It was a lot of fun. Greg had this idea to try this trout toast that his daughter loves. It's really flipping good. I'd do it again. It was very tasty. And it didn't really taste fishy. Like if someone doesn't like fish, they would eat that. It was really good. So try that again. That's definitely being added to the book of delicious things. It was fun. It's a good day. Probably next step is probably ice hop at Strawberry. That's another few weeks away. Before that, we're going to Pyramid Lake to go after Lahontan's. So keep in tune for that. Hopefully we get in some nice big cutthroat. So it's fun. Thanks for coming along.